Thanks for coming. It is time for Married to Medicine. Yay. There we go. Okay, so we're talking about Married to Medicine, baggage check. Go ahead and smash that like button, smash the subscribe button if you haven't already. Curvies, ring my bell so you can get notified. Next time I upload a video, happy 2026. Thanks for coming through. Thanks for being you. I'm gonna jump right in. I don't really know where my people are at. I thought doing this at lunch, some people might pop in or, gawk from the bushes or something. But I have changed up my my YouTube algorithm, I suppose, by getting off of Bravo sphere and jumping on the Love Island sphere, where I've been for the last 6 months. So, thank you, Poop Pie. So, yeah, I've been on the island in Fiji for 6 months, y'all. I let go of the Bravo stuff, everything except for the best show on Bravo, which is this show that we're doing today, Married to Medicine, with my fave, Dr. Heavenly, who I've always been biased and I've been pro Dr. Heavenly from day one. And I've been windmilling in these streets for Dr. Heavenly for a decade now, for about a decade, because people just, it got to warm up to her, I guess. But I've always seen her heart. Let me put it that way. I've always seen Dr. Heavenly's heart. And I admire her love and adoration for her family, the way she's like ferociously protects what's most important to her, which is her family. And I feel like that actually levels her up in the reality game because so many people's families, friends, and others are up for sale for fame. And Dr. Heavenly's like, you can keep this fame. I'm keeping my family. And I respect that. I high key respect that. High key. Okay? Like, I mean, a Mariah Carey high key, like a ultra soprano high key in the opera. Okay? That's how much I subscribe to that. Like, and because I don't appreciate the juxtaposition who's on the other side of the screen, Toya. Let's talk about Toya and why I have not been pro Toya for about a decade. Because I feel like she does a lot of stuff for shits and giggles for a camera with people on the other end who aren't going to hold her at night, help her change her diaper, or run and grab her dentures when she gets older. So I'm not sure why she's showing her entire ass for strangers. But I don't respect it. I don't respect it at all. And plus, I always tell you guys how in real life, I wouldn't hang out with no bitches like half the bitches on these reality shows. I would hang out with the Dr. Heavenly, though. I would hang out with the Dr. Jackie. I would hang out with even a Mimi, I feel like. I might even hang out with Cone Tessa on a good day, as long as she don't come crying to me about damn Scott and expecting me not to repeat the fucking sentence that she just said, even if it's only a question. We will, no, bitch. You're not getting me caught up in your snare of where. So, yeah. So I really appreciate Dr. Heavenly having from the jump a line she wasn't willing to cross for our entertainment. And it's literally for our entertainment. Like we're a complete stranger. I mean, we're complete strangers, right? So Toya throwing biscuits at her husband's head for complete strangers. Ah, 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 ah. Get it? Yeah. Oh, don't fall out. Let's see. Is it gonna stay? Yeah, so I don't think she should be falling out for complete strangers. My hair is falling out. Yeah, I've had this bandana on for the week. This is my edition, my version of a bonnet. Because I told you guys, with hair past my ass, I can't stand for it to touch me. It triggers a heat flash. So I have my little bonnet on, my version of a bonnet, because my hair doesn't fit in a bonnet. So, yeah, I don't really appreciate that Toya's family is for sale. I don't appreciate it at all. And I think that's something that should not be for sale for people for fame. Because, look, what's her name? Let me get these other glasses. I can't really see. For some reason, these have a high glare. Very high glare. But, like Tamra Judge. Fame. Let her first husband go for fame. Let her kids go for fame. And complete strangers. And I just don't respect it. Because part of the reason why you're on the show is because people want to see real life. And there's not too many people IRL who will like literally just like throw their family out with the bathwater for a check for randoms. It's not too many. Hey, mademoiselle, you're finishing work in a few minutes. Right on. Yes, yes, yes. Make that shmoney. Make that shmoney. So, Toya, this episode, baggage check. So Toya keeps on talking about this bag, keeps on bringing up Heavenly's bag. And like Dr. Heavenly said, she focused on the wrong shit, y'all. She focused on the wrong shit. And you see how pleased she was holding up the bag, trying to embarrass Dr. Heavenly. You see that. You see the glee on her face holding that bag up. Oh, we're just playing. Kiki, ha ha, kiki, ha ha. But you know, when you come for Dr. Heavenly, you can't like gauge how a person's going to respond. That's not your dude. Like you do your big one. And then they do their big one. And if their big one happens to be big top and your big one was like little top, then obviously you blew your wad for nothing, right? So here comes Toya with this damn bag. So it's been 2 episodes of this bag now, you guys. 2 episodes with Toya using this bag as a storyline. We're only 5 episodes in, and it's been 2 episodes of Toya fucking with Heavenly with this bag, and 5 episodes of Toya fucking with Heavenly and her sons, okay? So, and then I'm so glad that was it this week or last week? No, that was this week, when Dr. Eugenia was apologizing for being the receiver of verbal abuse in front of friends and coworkers. And he like just sucked it up and he decided to apologize first and say, well, I apologize for this part, that part. And I apologize for breathing, for being black, for being a man, for paying for this $3.2 million house, for working so hard that you can be a day drinker and put dumbass trees in your closet. I apologize, Toya. And I guess I shouldn't have written prescriptions and tried to deflect from the level of embarrassment and humiliation that you put me through in front of our friends and colleagues. And the only way I could deflect was to try to make a joke like I'm writing these prescriptions while my wife is being a naggy bitch and freaking emasculating me in front of these people at the house that I have to stay gone 5 days a week to pay. He has to be gone 5 days a week to pay for a house that he not the leader of, obviously, because he don't feel like it. Let Toya tell it. Now, one thing I might say about Toya is, and I've said it before, is like I feel like Toya needs a timeout. I feel like she could have used a timeout after she jumped her boss, Mariah, and discussed the paternity of the minor child at that time. I thought she needed a timeout then. And I thought she needed a timeout after she was talking about she just wasn't happy. And then the next year she came back and she was a little happier. And I just don't think Toya's a happy person. And sometimes, like, I'm like, if she is happy, what's going on? They're in the, here. And sometimes if, where was I? Yeah. Toya's not happy. So Toya's not happy. And I don't think the show can make her happy. Her husband working can't make her happy. 8 houses can't make her happy. Her kids not ever being arrested can't make her happy. You know what I mean? She can chuck biscuits at her husband's head and not get yelled at. It doesn't make her happy. Her friends coddle her. Her friends let her talk a gang of shit about them. And then when they say anything back, she cries and gets all butthurt, like that second picture under her. And she starts looking like that face right there in the bottom picture. You see that bottom picture where she looks like, what have I done? What have I said? Oh, poor me. She's trying to look all forlorn. Oh, poor Toya. Dr. Heavenly saying these words in such a succinct order that it's gobbling your ass up in your bag. Shade turned out to be you got bagged shade. Bag them up. That's the kind of shade that Heavenly did back to you. Bag them up. You came in all, look at her cheesing with the purse. Ha ha ha, I'm about to make fun of you at your expense again in front of all the noobs and in front of these people at this random place. And I'm going to try to embarrass you and humiliate you. Ha ha ha. And then I put damn Simone down at the bottom because Simone was in on the shits. That was Simone's event. Simone is in on the shits with Toya and has been. Even that one time they got in a fight. What season was that? Damn, I was just looking at a clip of when Toya got cussed out by Simone. And Simone was like, you rent everything. You don't own shit. Come talking to me about something, little girl. Simone went off on Toya. And the next year they linked back up to tag team on everybody else. That's one person Toya decided she doesn't want as an enemy for sure is Simone. Everybody else, they on a list. This is all my opinion, allegedly and speculatively, by the way. So this is just like as an observer, my take on things through my experiences of life and dealing with people that I feel like might be like Toya, who want to make fun of me at my expense for their pleasure in front of other people so that they can seem over me somehow. I've had that happen to me in real life. Now, I'm not a barker like Dr. Heavenly, so I might have had the look on my face like Toya has in the bottom picture. I might have ended up with that look on my face, y'all, once or twice in my life. But I didn't start it. They started it and finished it, and I ended up looking like Toya, okay? So, but here comes Toya with her bag again, and I was happy that Eugene mentioned that after he apologized for being a man with breath and balls, he was like, oh, what do you apologize for? And she's like, well, it took her a long time to think. I don't know how long it really took, but it took too long for me. And I know it took, it took too long for Eugene too, because his eyebrows went up in the silence like, it's taking you this long, bitch? Really, bitch? Or I apologize on camera, emasculate myself further as I believe it's part of their foreplay. At this point, it makes him moist. Eugene gets moist when a biscuit gets thrown at him. Eugene gets moist when a freaking, when his wife yells at him and embarrasses him in front of people and talks about his manhood. She's been doing it for over a decade, and he smiles through it and buys her a bigger house, you guys. He loves it. He loves it. He goes and works his next finger to the bone for her after she disrespects him like that. And since she's been doing it for a decade, of course, everybody else is getting in on the bandwagon because we all think he likes that shit. We all believe Eugene likes being publicly humiliated and talked shit about because the way he handles it, for one, and plus is the person he loves the most, puts him through this on a regular schmegular basis. I'm in this big house all by myself and you work, complaining about working to pay the mortgage on your 8th house in 12 years. He loves it. He loves it. I've even heard speculation in the cyber streets that part of the reason he loves it is because he might think that toy is a dime that he could have never gotten. So he just taking anything because he thinks that she's such a dime piece. And then I've heard others speculate, well, Eugene was a looker too back in the day. And in med school, his cute little self, his he has a little top lip and a big bottom lip. And then little dimples and looking all innocent sometimes. So they were like, no, Toya's the one that put the lock on him. Toya put the lock on that one. And some are like, no, he put the lock on her. I don't know. But I need the shit to be unlocked because that's hard to watch. Like Dr. Heavenly said, it's embarrassing. It's hard to be part of. And then for her to pull a Contessa and do all that shit in front of you, say all that shit in front of you, and then if you bring it up, you're a problem? Really? So we're going to just be doing that as part of a formula now? So you bring some shit up about your shit on camera, and then when I'm like, oh, well, why'd you throw biscuits at your husband? I'm the motherfucking problem? No, bitch. Your biscuit throwing ways are the problem. Because you should have never done that on camera, and you should have apologized up one side and down the other. You know what I'm saying? But she keeps getting passes after passes after passes. And granted, Toya is what they like to call good television. I don't call that shit good reality television, though, because it's not reality. Because in real life, I don't believe that outside of Married to Medicine, in real life, Toya and Dr. Heavenly would even hang out with each other. Heavenly would not tolerate Toya in real life. Dr. Heavenly likes boss bitches who are doing things and movers and shakers. Not people who are like, why are you trying to help black people? You can't do it, and I'm not voting for you, all just because of a bag and labels that, honestly, you guys tell me in the chat. I'm not being mean, but okay. Dorito, I don't like her from labels from head to toe either. I'm not really a label whore. I'm more of like style and fashion. Like I like aesthetics. I like looks. Yeah, I can't see your label because it's on the inside of your clothes. You know what I'm saying? But you see the kind of person Toya is. She needs Chanel across her titties for you to know that she has Chanel on, so that you can have a thought about Toya in Chanel. And in her mind, it's a higher thought. But in people like me, mine, I'm like, if that shirt cost over, I'll give it $50. That half halter t-shirt cost over $50. Then you got, ma'am. You got gotten, like Dr. Heavenly said. You buying all these bags, you got a cherry blossom tree in your closet, and your husband has a biscuit on his forehead, but does your children have a college fund? This is your 8th house. Does your is the kids cool for school? This is your 8th house, but it's your only house, and it's your 8th house. You didn't even think to keep one of the houses as a rental property while you were building the other house, or nothing. Nope. Just money after money, gone. Hand over fist. I'm not a material person because it doesn't matter. Everybody can get it if they want it. Exactly. You can get it if you want it. And I'm very Dr. Heavenly. I'm like, look, most of this shit's made someplace else and stamped something else down to our fucking chicken in America. And you just paying for the processing fees. You know what I'm saying? And for the labels. And that's part of what Dr. Heavenly has been doing the Lord's work for years. For at least 5 years, Dr. Heavenly has been helping people with finances, telling them about real estate, all kind of stuff, dentistry. She tells people all that stuff. Okay? What does Heavenly do? I mean, what does Toya do? Tries to flex on people that they have fake bags, put cherry blossom trees in her closet that look dumb as fuck, and wear halter tops that say Chanel that cost way too much while her husband's working way too hard. Hey, if she likes it and he likes it, I love it, but not really. I'm telling you, I would not be bothered with a bitch like Toya in real life. Somebody that always thinks they have to try to flex on me. So that means you probably only have me around so you could feel good because I don't have Chanel shirts because they're not interesting to me. But I am working on having 8 streams of income and diversifying my retirement plan. You see what I'm saying? And plus, who knows if they're going to keep Toya on the show? She might get canceled, and what type of money is she going to have? Exactly, Hot Pink. Wouldn't it be so apropos if fucking Bravo does what they usually do after a bitch buys a new house, which is put you on timeout? Tamra Judge thought that she was being great television. She acted like a full-on ass on Real Housewives of Karens in Orange County. On the Real Karens of Orange County. She showed her complete ass for years. She thought she was the end-all, be-all, X-multiplier factor. Went and bought that house down the street from Vicki Gunvalson. They put that bitch on timeout for 2 seasons. She had to sell that shit. She came cowering back. She don't live in that neighborhood no more. No. And another person they did that to. They did that, and Anila thought she was good, and they had just redid their house. There have been a couple of times where the people are like, oh, look what I just got, and then they get off the show. Yeah, the bag study has played out. Who freaking cares, Jocelyn? It's crazy. It's crazy. Wrong focus. But when you day drink all day and you're getting a little pickled. I'm starting to feel like these pictures of her looking a little forlorn at the bottom indicate alcohol. I'm not saying nothing. I'm just saying that based in my life, out of the decades that I've been on this planet, that are based off the people that I've seen who use alcohol, they all start looking a certain way, and or they have similar looks. They don't all look a certain way. They have similarities in their looks that indicate drinker to me. Like when I'm in the store and the lady walks by and smells like a little whiff of alcohol, because people think, oh, vodka doesn't smell like alcohol. Yes, it fucking does. Especially when it comes out your pores, lady. Okay? And did you know that your hair doesn't hold hair dye when you drink too much? So those ladies that you see that are in the store in the alcohol section, and they have like an inch of white roots and the rest of their hair is dyed, that is usually caused because the alcohol leaches from the follicle into the hair shaft to a certain point before the dye will attach. Did you know that shit? I found that shit out from hanging out with the alcoholic. I finally asked her, what's up with your hair? She was like, oh, the alcohol doesn't let the dye hold. Explained it all to me. Yeah. And I'm going to say also, hey, Cecil, put that copper Moscow Mule cup down, bruv. You're starting to look a little pickled. You and Toya are starting to look a little pickled. It's been a decade of us seeing you toss them back. A decade, both of you, over a decade, 12 years of watching you just drink. And there's nothing wrong with that. Drink on, bruv. If that's what you feel like doing. Like, I personally, my body evolves the way my mind does, it seems. Like, or actually, no, because sometimes I be wanting to drink. But I know I can't have one. I think I might be allergic to alcohol at this point in my life. I was never a heavy drinker. I'm like a Jaeger bomb girl. Have 2 Jaeger bombs and hit the dance floor. You know what I'm saying? That's it. I don't need to drink all night. I don't need a Long Island iced tea every hour on the hour, every 15 minutes from strangers. I don't need that shit. I need 2 fucking Jaeger bombs, and that's it. And then I dance it all out, and then we go home the next day, right? I mean, go home to my home, not home with a random stranger. I wasn't doing that shit. So, but now, my favorite wine 3 years ago, no wait, I've been in this house 5 years. So my favorite wine 5 years ago was Bogle wine, this red wine, B-O-O-G-L-E, Bogle wine. Love it. The winery is here in my cities too. So it's not too far from me. I can make a trip over there when the weather clears up. We're going to make a trip to Bogle. But I'm going to have to do it and then hurry up and get home because I drink 1 glass of wine these days, and I prefer red wine. I drink 1 glass of red wine and I start yawning. I have 2 glasses of red wine, and I might, that moment that I have of woo turns into me. That's from awake to sleep, like mid-sentence. Okay? Because the alcohol gets me. It just, and my body can't metabolize it anymore. It just doesn't want to. And honestly, my body did the same kind of thing when I was pregnant with my second child. I was on a mojito kick. That was 13 years ago. And I was on a mojito kick. And all of my mojitos, I would sip a mojito, get 2 gulps, and pass the fuck out. Like, just pass out. My body was like, not today. That was before I found out I was pregnant. And then I found out I was pregnant, and I was like, oh, look at how my body was rejecting alcohol, trying to save my baby, right? From fetal alcohol syndrome. Anyway. So I'm surprised that we've had a decade straight of these people drinking as much as they drink. Okay? Now, I remember when they first got on the show, Dr. Heavenly used to carry a coffee cup around that they swore was full of brown. And she don't do that shit no more either because she's evolved, right? Even Dr. Simone used to have a drink or 2 more with Cecil. I feel like she doesn't match Cecil drink for drink the way that I used to see her with the drink and him with the drink when they first started a decade ago. And now I see him having the drink and her standing there looking at him like, you have another drink? You see what I'm saying? But their bar stays flush too. And then their kids learn the drinking game too, because Michael and the other one be having all those drinking things at their house. So they grew up with drinkers, so now they drink. And they both have full bars at their house, which is, hey, your prerogative. But bless your liver. Anyway, so Cecil was looking a little pickled to me at the men's event. And I feel like his head is turning red. His belly's getting a little like, it's not beer belly, but it's drinker's belly in his case, because he does not drinking a lot of beers from what I see. But then that talk that he did to his brother really showed me. He reminded me of my Uncle Alan so bad. My Uncle Alan was a drinker. Oh my God. He was such, my Uncle Alan, rest in heaven, was such a drinker. He reminded me of the Rat Pack. He was so charismatic. Oh my God. He was the life of all the parties. And a lot of it was induced from this alcohol. He loved to drink, and he would just get loud and have a fun time. And he loved to drink so much that my cousins, who were my age at the time, like we were all under driving age, he had taught them how to drive so that they could drive him home from his friend's house when he would go drink. So they would be driving him home in his old 69 VW Bug at like age 13. The kids were driving dad home. Yeah, okay. So Cecil is starting to look like my uncle did. So I just see signs of alcoholism. You know what I mean? And I'm not judging him. I'm not saying he's an alcoholic. I'm saying that I've had alcoholics in my family, and I'm seeing similarities of those traits in Cecil, who I have no idea. I don't know this man. He on TV, right? So, but that speech that he gave his brother, who's getting a divorce, and they were sitting downstairs in that fully stacked bar. The bar was stacked, you guys. So, I mean, still fully stocked bar. They looked like they had every type of top shelf liquor you could find in that bitch. Okay? And he was sitting in there with his brother while Dr. Simone is simultaneously sitting with her sister. Now, let me say this about her sister real quick. I'm like, bitch, you got a sister? You've been on the show for over a decade, and this is the first time I'm seeing you sit down and talk to your best friend's sister? Somebody correct me in the chat. Somebody did actually in the last time I mentioned. They were like, oh no, her sister came on one time. She was in the room for another event. Yeah, she was in the room for another event, but you just introduced her as your best friend. So why has your best friend never come on this screen before today? Except for you to play up that you're in a horrible place with your man, which that's another thing. I don't really like that shit, Simone. Don't come on here presenting like Cecil's such a problem. He doesn't support you with the boys. Only for us to find out that you still bought your son that Tesla after he showed his ass on the show. Episode 3, your kids show their ass because they want a Tesla. You say you're done, fuck everybody. And now you're in here crying to whoever will listen. Episode 5, it's your sister. Episode 6 is going to be the next person. Episode 3, it was Heavenly. You know what I'm saying? And you just up here talking to everybody about, oh, this and the boys are that. And my husband's this. But like you told Heavenly, you can't be mad because you made the monster. I would feel a lot more for Simone if in real time I didn't know that she yet again acquiesced to them disrespecting her again. So why bring it to TV? So we can all judge your sons and husband? Because now I'm judging you because you were serious about, oh, I'm tired. I need help. I don't get no support. I'm done. Fuck people that don't fuck with me and da-da-da-da-da. All for TV, for strangers. I'm a stranger, Simone. So you doing all of this talking to strangers about your husband and your sons, only for us to find out that you're not really tired. You're not really done. It's not really fuck them. You don't really want nothing to change because you messed around and bought that fool a Tesla and he came online and bragged about it. He blew your spot up. Your fave blew your spot up. I still got that Tesla. Nah. And she was like, don't do that. Don't do that. Because she knows how it looks. That was in a live. If you guys didn't see it, she did an Instagram live. So anyway, back to the show. So they're both talking to their siblings about each other. And to me, I feel like Cecil's resentment is because he had to get rid of Tammy. You guys put it in the chat. Do you feel like Cecil's daft, what's happening? Why do you feel that way? Is fake? Because how could you not know that your wife feels this way? Because for one, she told you. And for two, it's duh. But I kind of feel like he resents having to get rid of his best friend, Tammy. And it's kind of been like ever since then, I've noticed as a viewer that he has to be told to support his wife, right? So, because after Tammy left, something happened with Quad and he was on Quad's side, right? And it happened a couple of years in a row where he's always reprimanding his wife. You need to get along with Quad. Why do you always want your wife to get along with other women for your benefit? Fuck those other women, the way Toya would say. Fuck them. Those bitches don't mean shit. So I can understand her frustration at not being supported and not being protected and not having a united front instead of others. But don't bring me no fake ass storylines on the best show on Bravo. Okay? You don't feel like her husband is confident. Toya needs to stop being mean to her husband because I can lately talking to her husband. Yeah, like a freaking weirdo lady. And then plus, the more she talks to him like that on a global platform for everybody to see every motherfucking Sunday, and he works 5 days away, you don't think there's some nice little sweet piece of ass telling him how wonderful he is, talking to him nice and creamy every day, making him understand that you don't have to have biscuits thrown at you every day, bruv. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to have them thrown at you every day. Not everybody's going to glare at you and want to throw drinks at you. Not everybody's going to run around and tell people how little your peen is. Not everybody is going to complain that you're working so hard to be a provider. Not everybody. I feel like Toya really needs to watch it because as much as I already said that I feel like old boy likes it and it's his moistenator, like it gets him moist, you guys. It gets him very moist. It's his foreplay. He loves it. As much as I believe that, I also feel like there's a line. And him making faces this season and trying to find someone to blame. And then when he looks around, the person he wants to blame is Dr. Heavenly. How are you going to talk to Dr. Damon about Dr. Heavenly when your wife started all this shit, bruv? If you make sure that the lines inside your house are fine, because the call is coming from inside the house. Eugenia. Your wife is the only reason people know to talk about your manhood. Your wife is the only reason people know that you like being emasculated and disrespected. Your wife is the only reason we even know that you like getting talked to sideways, bruv. Your wife is the only reason. And you apologize to her for getting cussed at and then go to another man and complain about get off my bed. You were just outside. You were just outside, bruh. And you complain to another man about what his woman is doing. I'm like, Dr. Eugene hasn't been paying attention for over a decade. It's been 12 years and Eugene don't know shit. Because Dr. Damon does not play in women's business. Don't talk to him about women's business. Don't bring up no other shit about wives in front of him. He's talking about golf and work with you fools. He's not talking about he's not complaining about these wives. He's not. And you're not going to sit there and complain to him about his wife. You're not going to do it. It won't happen. You might think, oh, I'm going to back him up and I'm going to da-da-da-da. No, bitch, you didn't do nothing. Because when Dr. Damon says, so did she say this to you? And Eugene is like, no, but, I heard. He's like, oh, yeah. Well, I don't really get in women's business. That was a ball check, you guys. I don't really get in women's business is a ball check from a man to a man. He's like, you might want to adjust your package, bruv, because we're not supposed to be getting into women's business. Okay? You might want to check your package, because you're not about to try to make my wife, the future congresswoman of District 13 of Georgia, the problem for why everybody knows you got a teeny tiny penis compared to mine. We're not. And Toya, you think she would have learned her motherfucking lesson after the last time she had to leave after her mom died and she left that house and Toya had started on her again. So Dr. Heavenly had to leave. Whenever Dr. Heavenly gets flustered and has to leave the door don't want to open. It was that first time it happened. Remember, her mom had just died. And those bitches just glossed over it and attacked her some more. I'm telling you, they're not her real friends. They glossed over it and attacked her some more. And she said, fuck you bitches. My mama just died. You can kiss my ass and climb a tree. Remember, that was that day. Kiss my ass and climb a tree. And she left talking about, my man's dick is big, bitch. I'm going home to my big dick man. That's what she left saying. And Toya knew exactly who she was talking about. You don't even have to say it's about Eugene because everybody knows it's Eugene at this point. Okay? So I think that Eugene might be a little done with that because the sweet nurses other places are going to let him know he don't have to get treated like that. He don't have to. I can be nice to you, baby. I can be nice. I don't feel like her husband is confident. Eugene, I feel like he's confident in medicine, but you're right. I don't feel like he's confident in his skin as a man. You know what I mean? Yeah, I could see that. Did you catch Toya saying her kids are good kids? Because I feel like she was making a dig at Heavenly's kids. But last I checked, Toya underage. But Toya does not know how her kid's going to be. Exactly, Hot Pink. Okay, so on that, I do subscribe to the Patreon for Carlos King. And even Dr. Heavenly was like, she goes over there and recaps with him. So that just dropped. And that's what Dr. Heavenly said the whole thing was about in the actual group text. And when they read back the group text, that's what I thought too. Even though Toya read it to her husband, like, oh, damn, I'm all over the place. I'm sorry, I told you. What I like about what Eugene said when he was apologizing is that he called Toya on her bullshit of saying it like, you need to act like you're the man of the house. And But then when she repeats it, she says it like, I just said you needed to be the man of the house. And that's not what you said, bitch. And she's like, no, I didn't. And he's like, yeah, you do. You do that all the time. So I was glad he called her out on that when he was apologizing for getting yelled at. But when she was reading him that initial text, Toya was reading it to Eugene. She read what she put. She said, all I did was put, that have everybody have a blessed Father's Day, and I'm going to be with my blessed kids and my blessed husband in our blessed house. So for her to put the part about her blessed sons, that was a direct shade towards Heavenly, who she's been shading about her oldest son's interactions with PD since episode 1. of this season. And kids are off limit, even if they're adults. But to Toya, since season 1, they haven't been, and she's never been held accountable for it. So here she come with some bullshit again, and she thinks she's about to get away with it. But she might end up in the motherfucking pool again, messing with people's kids, because the only altercation on Married to Medicine has been Toya Bush, I'll throw a biscuit at your ass, Harris, because she was questioning the paternity of Mariah Huck's minor child and ended up in the fucking pool. Remember that? And now here we are a decade later, and you didn't learn to keep kids out your mouth yet? That's why your face look all run through at the bottom. Dr. Heavenly says she went in on Toya. She said, I don't know what they showed, but I went in. She gathered her and got her bag. Okay? That's why Toya's face went from smiling, taking digs, to looking like when Dr. Jackie had to interject at the end, she was trying to look even more like, oh, thanks for taking up for me. Because she felt attacked, trying to feel attacked. Oh, I was just kidding. No, bitch. Just like your husband said, you just try to underplay what you just fucking did. That's all that happened. And we catch you. And I feel the same way, Hot Pink. And so did Dr. Heavenly. And that's why she brought up manhood. It's fine. Fine. My son had a kerfuffle with the police. So now I'm running for Congress, and I'm not going to let no day drinking bitch sit up in a group chat that's supposed to be private, but because you have nothing going on in your life, and they really don't give a fuck about the 8th house and 12th years, Toya, that you have such a low, stupid producer that they're letting you use Heavenly as a storyline. And Heavenly also said in the Carlos King Patreon today that she had to report to work about 8 or 9 weeks in. She only damn, lost my thought. Toya checked. I just got a text. I'm sorry. I was reading the text and it threw me. So yeah, we all agree. And Dr. Heavenly was saying that because her contracts came late. And that's why Toya didn't even know what she was doing in the first episode. Because Dr. Heavenly hadn't been around the people because she was under contract negotiations. And she pointed out that we only filmed for 12 weeks. And that she's only a friend of this season. Yet, she's been in 4 or 5 episodes and is everybody's storyline. How'd that happen? How'd a friend of who started 4 weeks after everybody else end up in all the shots and the topic of conversation? That's why Dr. Heavenly back not big anymore. Because she's been carrying the show. And they keep wanting to play her off like she's big back. No, bitch. She's fit back, okay? From carrying the show for a decade. And here you come with fake storylines and fake bags and biscuits on your husband's head. And you pop up in costumes, and Contessa picked up in the same fucked up marriage with Scott, in the same costumes with Scott the years later. And then here come Anila and her neck all these years. It's just like all this regurgitation. It's just what? Get something, be new, be fresh. Toya does not know how her kids are going to be. Hot Pink said, Simone husband needs to understand he might lose Simone because I don't see why. They trying to stay together at this point. The kids are out of the house. And that's what his brother was trying to say. Look, you can't go against your wife. It has to be you, because that's who you're going to end up with, bruv. And if you move in with your sons, she's not going to pay for that house too. If she divorces you and you move in with your sons, she's going to stop paying that mortgage over there on that. Lovely Jones says, Simone's sister was in an entire episode with her before. She stayed with her with Simone. I'm gonna have to go back. But then again, it might have been a season that I was off Simone. Honestly, when I'm off you, I might fast forward through your shit. I might go to the bathroom. I might, go pet the dog. I might go change the dog's water. I might decide it's time to go flip bacon. I don't know. I don't know why I would have missed that because I remember a lot of pretty much what happened over here on the show. And I have seen every season. But I honestly don't remember her best friend's sister ever being up here like this in 12 fucking years. And if it's your best friend's sister, then I still have a point because we should have seen her before 2 times. So you're saying me 1 time, and now I'm talking about another time that her sister has been on here. So 2 whole times, but it's your best friend and your blood? You can miss me with that. None of the guys would not go against their wives because they don't control them, even if they want to. That part, Hot Pink, that part. Heavenly can be messy, but she did not lie about how Toya treat Eugene. Also, Toya does talk about people's husbands, and Toya be running her mouth about people all the time. All the time. And I feel like Toya's a projection whore and a label whore at this point. A projection whore because she's the one that talks about everybody. She's the one that was talking about Mariah. She's the one that was talking about Quad. She's the one that was talking about Dr. Heavenly. She's the one that was talking about Lisa. She be talking about everybody. And then be pointing at everybody saying, you talking about everybody. But no, bitch, it was you too. That's how she's a projection whore. And I already explained how she's a label whore. I don't need to know that little half top is Chanel. All I know by saying Chanel is that you paid too much for that half t-shirt, ma'am. You paid a lot for that half t-shirt. And I hope you're happy. Because it's not impressive to me. It still looks like a half shirt that I got from Shein. I got one from Cheyenne, however you say that shit. And from Kohl's. I got a little half top to top ribbed t-shirt thing like that from Kohl's from their clearance rack for $4, people. And I'm a crafty bitch the way that Toya likes to point crafty bitches out. I can pop over to Michael's and get a sequin strip and make it write a name on there if I want to. And I had to look twice to make sure that shit says Chanel. I was like, Cha-Cha. Chanel, Channel, what? And then I was like, oh, Chanel. Uh-huh. And Heavenly has never talked about nobody kids. They can say what they want about Dr. Heavenly. They can say what they want about Dr. Heavenly. She will talk about your husband if you talked about your husband. She will talk about your job if you talked about her job. Or she'll talk about your husband if you talk about her or something else and you don't have nothing she can bag on. So then she'll talk about your husband. But she keeps it in the adult sphere. She keeps it in the tax-paying sphere. You know what I'm saying? Adult and like the association is relevant sphere. Like she knows Eugene. Eugene knows her. She knew Dr. G. Dr. G knew her. So when Sweet Tea was talking shit and she got at Dr. G, who actually, that's another thing, I'm going to say it again. The way that Toya is being so verbally abusive, and we've seen her be physically abusive to him too, because chucking biscuits at your husband is a form of assault. I know it might be like a big word for the situation, but it is. And I'm feeling like, and we know that Toya didn't have no problem with what Dr. G was doing. She was mad that Quad left Dr. G. And she was mad that Quad was still on the show without Dr. G. And she would talk about it often. Like she was willing to accept Dr. G, who she knows for a fact from the mouth of Quad abused her so-called colleague, friend, associate, peer group, co-worker, whatever you want to call Quad to Toya, was abused per Quad's testimony by Eugene. She said it on the reunion in their little 3 people special. Sorry, baby. Let me see you. Let me see you. Come here. I'll let you out. I don't know why he put you in here. Come on. You want to go out? Yeah, I don't know why he put you in here. I'm gonna lock the door too. It's gonna be tripping. Be tripping. So, sorry, you guys. So then, when Toya is flashing the purse and trying to make fun of Dr. Heavenly at the expense of her adult son, there's still a problem, even if that's a taxpayer now, because that boy has never been on the show. We don't even know what old boy looks like. We know what Zachary looks like. We know what Alora looks like. And even before this season, and this year of them being separated that she admitted to, Dr. Heavenly admitted to not seeing him for the last year. Even prior to that, did we ever see that son? No. She rarely even talked about him on screen. So how fucking dare Toya's bitch ass to bring that up? Even if it was out in the public, it wasn't for this platform's public. The public that it was in was like, kind of like, you know, it was local public. This is global public, bitch. And you're bringing it here the way you did Mariah's minor child's paternity. I'm telling you, Toya's a dirty bird, you guys. That's dirty bird shit. Because then she pretends like Dr. Heavenly is the problem. She sat at that table after she showed her ass while showing her ass, telling her husband he wasn't a leader of the house, that it's Dr. Heavenly's fault. She's talked about everybody here. Sat at the table. She drank so much, she cussed people out and then started crying. That's a bad drunk, you guys. That is not a fun drunk. That is not fun. That's a sad, sad drunk. When you start crying after you showed your ass, that's sad. That's not fun. That's almost hold my hair drunk. That's tacky. That shit is tacky. We don't have time for that on the best show on Bravo, bitch. Showed her ass while showing her ass, emasculated her husband, and then made Heavenly the problem and kicked Heavenly out of her house. You guys! And then after kicking Heavenly out the house, didn't stop talking and disparaging Heavenly. Had a round table, a literal round table, since now she has an audience to perform for, because that's what she really wants. I think she's a Sagittarius, and they are very attention driven. They love being the center of attention. Love it. And she's one of those kind. Wants all the motherfucking attention. I'm gonna have to look it up, but she's acting very Sagittarius. I don't know which part of that it is. I'm gonna look it up right now. Toya Bush Harris sign. Toya Bush Harris. Let's look it up. Because it's not cute. It's just not. Let's see. Toya Bush Harris sign. Zodiac. She's an Aries? Oh. Well, that's interesting. Look, I don't know everything. That's fine. She's acting very Sagittarius. But she does like war. Doesn't Aries like war? Mm-hmm. Doesn't Aries like war? Let's see. Because she's just antagonistic. That's the word for her. Oh, shit. Uh-huh. Yeah, in Greek literature, Aries often represents the physical or violent and untamed aspect of war. So that's why I was thinking that. Okay. I mean, it's not spelled like the Greek god. I mean, the sign, but that's where it's from. She does seem very war driven. Like, um, Eugene is working 5 hours, 5 days away, and he's like, I'm sorry, I'm not here. And while he's apologizing, she's continuing to like pile on. While he's like, well, babe, I got to do this because of this. She's like, but I'm here by myself. And he's like, I know, but you know, we need this money. The people need a good doctor. I love to do it. And then she piles on some more. Well, the kids ain't no never see their dad. So it's just like she's constantly antagonizing and creating conflict and confusion, and then kind of sits back and is entertained by it. You know what I mean? Like she's like she gets Eugene on his toes. She likes that. She likes knowing Eugene is on his toes, even if his toes are broke. It looks like he's been training for the ballet, and he's just getting his points. Okay, he's just learning a point. You know how tore up your toes are when that happens? I mean, they stay tore up, but that's a very pertinent time. It's painful, and your toes start looking all gnarled. Anyway, so that's her person. And then look at the look on her face, even while she's holding the purse up like that. That's the look of war. She wanted smoke, you guys. She wanted smoke. And then look at the picture right under Toya's Chanel shirt. Because in the Chanel shirt, you can see she wanted smoke. She wanted smoke. Ha ha, I'm about to do this because I don't have a storyline because the producer said I can only show my house once and it's already done. And we're not talking about my kids. And I don't want to point out anything else about Eugene working 5 days away because the rumor about me sleeping with somebody in the neighborhood is already slipping around. So, yeah. So let me hyper focus. She could talk about her tennis days with Anelis, and she let her back on camera. She could talk about her and Contessa. She could talk about, because Contessa did try to sell her a freaking closet. She could talk about her and Simone. They could have showed us her and Simone getting ready for the purse party. Anything, but no. Every little thing Toya does this season is all leading back to Heavenly, because that face right there, she wants war, and she thinks that Heavenly is the person to have war with. Now, let me say this. Since Heavenly didn't start for 4 weeks after everybody else, Toya couldn't have possibly, and Toya didn't find out until that first afternoon at the place where Mimi and Steve had their little horse party, that Dr. Heavenly was even running for something. So my theory that Toya's doing all this to harm Dr. Heavenly running is off. It can't be, because she was already coming in guns blazing at Dr. Heavenly even before knowing that Dr. Heavenly was running for some kind of public office. So I think that the conversation with the producers was more leaning towards, oh, I'm going to hold Dr. Heavenly's feet to the fire about her son, since she never shares anything about her family. And now she's running for office. Dr. Heavenly's running for District 13 Congress position. And so she's like, and she's a friend of, so I'm really going to get her this season, because she feels like she's in a position perhaps where she won't be able to say as much. And I've seen lots of comments under these clips of Married to Medicine, and they all have the same theory, that this is the first season that they've seen Dr. Heavenly just sit there and not say much. But when she says it, it's all still relevant and great television. You know what I'm saying? But they're like, oh, wow, this is and they think it means that Dr. Heavenly was fake. And I feel like it means that Dr. Heavenly is smart enough to know when she's going to need to say something moving forward. And it's not going to be at every little stupid shit that Toya says, but you bring up my son again, bitch, and I'm going to have something to say. That's when I'm definitely going to have something to say. You bring up my son again. Because she lets Brandy get away with murder. Brandy was laughing. Brandy called her messy. When she showed that purse, when she showed her ass at her party, her little friend Brandy, that's the one with the thyroid, you guys. Her little friend Brandy had stuff to say, but she's like, oh, I'm going to handle that off camera or tomorrow or some bullshit like that. But she wants to try to pull Dr. Heavenly slip on the show. Really, bitch? That's why you're left looking like that. You see the bottom right corner? That's how Toya left after starting that war with Heavenly. It was all fun and games, huh, bitch? But it looks like she got her feelings hurt, y'all. That's what it looks like. It looks like she got her feelings hurt. And she was staring so far off into space, that distant glazed look. She was like, okay. She was playing back what was said. She was going over what she could have said. And she's trying to think already about how to get her back. All in these looks. I got some more here. I can show you some more. Here, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you some more. I'm going to show you some more. How are you today? Happy Tuesday. Is this one of them? See, she was so happy to pull out the purse. And Dr. Simone is in on it. Don't forget, it was Dr. Simone's event, you guys. Shout out to Reality Entertainment TV. I went and got this from them instead of look for it in the episode. And Dr. Simone was in on it because you can tell from this look. You guys tell me, am I tripping? Because to me, when Dr. Simone said said nothing rather, and had this look on her face, to me it was like, oh, you really did it? So we are doing this? Is what I got from Dr. Simone. Okay. Let me get at some of these comments. Toya's dirty. I don't know. Angel love taking up for Toya and Brandy. Oh, Kelsey. Thank you for bringing that up. Because I am like, okay, there's a couple things about Angel. I'm going to be all over the place with this. That's how I like to do this isn't a recap. This is what I want to talk about from the episode. So thanks for bringing this part up. We'll get back to why Simone is in on the shits against Heavenly. Because she got so much stuff going on with Cecil, but she keeps circling around back to Heavenly too, if you notice. But back to Angel with her cute little self, okay? For one, I said it on Krista's channel yesterday. And I still feel like this today. This is all alleged, speculatively, and in my opinion. I love Quad. Miss Quad, she got it, yeah. But she's going to have to stop having these scantily clad women around her man. She's going to have to stop it before she gets Falloned. You know, Fallon go bodyed. Remember Fallon was flexing, inviting the people over to her house with Simon, had all those asses out around Simon. And then one of the asses in particular ended up with Simon, didn't it? I mean, granted, she was pregnant by the pool boy or some shit. She's made it very accessible for him to get to whatever he was going to move on to. Okay? Because there's a million people in the world. But you particularly give him access to look at those clappers while you're shopping for a new ring with somebody else's bun in your oven. That was real soap opera TV. Anyway, back to Quad. I love Quad. Quad season on Married to Medicine opens up with her having a pool party with her and her friends, and King was the only man there. Her and her friends, and King was the only peen in the vicinity. And there was at least 4 sets of clappers out that wasn't Quads. And Quan got it. She got that body, yada, 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 body, yada, 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 yada. And it's not all body thing. And I don't know King like that to know that he's so weak-minded that gazing upon the clappers of other women folk could entice him into any position or anything or any thoughts. Does he get intrusive thoughts when there's 4 other sets of clappers around with quads? And they're all on par. All are on par to Miss Quads, who's currently undergoing fertility stuff, so she's a little thicker than usual. And the other women are still they're slim. And Quad is slim thick compared to her slim. I mean, and it's literally only like a breath. I'm not saying nothing. I'm just saying she's undergoing fertility treatments, right? So with that, there's mood stuff. And we already hear that he's put upon. He thought it was going to be one and done. He thought they was going to go get the egg and put it in, and it was going to be it. He's like, babe, it's a year. It's a year. Okay? Or however long they've been doing it. It's taking long. We have to go to Africa all the time to get the eggs put in the right place. And I used to like to go to Africa and just bang you in Africa. It's starting to feel like a second job. Plus King, I feel like, has an underlying ability to have resentment towards Quad's friend group. And by proxy, Quad, for having him around these bitches who would call him a thief and say that he's part of a scam car ring and be pulling VIN numbers and all kind of shit. Okay? Okay? Trying to constantly prove that he's a con man because they don't have a motherfucking storyline. Really, bitch? You told me you just wanted me to come on the show and be your man, which I am. You didn't tell me that I was going to be I'm not getting paid to be these bitches' storyline. You're getting paid to be these bitches' storyline. So why are they pulling VIN numbers on the vehicles for my business? Why are they doing that, Quad? Why are they doing lives talking about I'm a scammer and the truth will come out? Remember Sweet Tea let into the season last year doing that shit, remember? And I believe even Toya the Day Drinker and Simone, I'll flip your pancakes because I'm a flip-flopper. So we call her Dr. Pancakes. And Simone, Dr. Pancakes, yeah, they know. So I feel like, and that's another reason why when I call Toya a projection whore or mention that she has projection whore tendencies, it's because she's literally helping look up VIN numbers on people. And Dr. Heavenly never did no shit like that. Dr. Heavenly's not having a dossier on these bitches. She's not looking up stuff. She's not hiring no detectives. It's not that serious for her. It's not serious on serious. You know what I'm saying? This is just another job. You know what I'm saying? But these ladies are being so trifling on the best show on Bravo and taking it to that tacky housewife, I gotta be good TV vibe. It's like so tacky. We're not here for this. We don't need you to dumb nothing down, keep it black excellence, and we can be on our way. But it's dirty that because G has to leave a show and got faced with a real one in the face of being a woman beater, and in response to that, they start investigating King. In response to Dr. G's woman beating thing getting brought up last season, after that is when they started digging into King when he had to chase old boy down the beach. Remember? He was chasing Dr. Girl down the beach. Because only girls should hit girls. Remember? So after that, Phaedra was in on that shit too, I do believe, allegedly, speculatively, and in my motherfucking opinion. I think that Phaedra was in on that shit too. Yup. Anything against Quad, specifically because of Dr. Heavenly. Plus, Phaedra was just off of everybody, but was still friends with Sweet and Sour. And Sweet and Sour, I don't think has like the, what's the word it could use? Plotted direness that I feel like a Phaedra type could enlist. You know what I mean? These are all just thoughts, you guys. But where was I? None of the guys against their wives. Heavenly can be messy. Da 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 da. Eugene, Toya's dirty. Da da da. Brandy. Yeah, so we were talking about Angel real quick. So back to Angel. So I don't think Quad should have Angel and them ladies at her house in their bikinis, especially while her and King are having an ebb in their relationship due to the fact of the fertility treatments taking longer than expected. So I don't think that's a good idea. And then in last night's episode, well, in the most recent episode, Brandy had Angel and somebody over to her house, and she was saying that she was single, and they were like, well, what are you looking for? And how was your last relationship? And I can't remember verbatim what she said, but the feeling I immediately got from her body language and hesitation was that the man might have been in an entanglement or married. That's the energy I got from that wackadoo response. Oh yeah, well the last relationship I was in, yeah, the circumstances were weird, let's say. What's weird? What's weird? Was there a giraffe? Were you with a hippopotamus, ma'am? What was weird about it? Oh, was he married? Yeah, that's you could call it weird. Was he with somebody else? Yeah, you could call it weird. Were you one of three? Yeah, you could call it weird. But she didn't say situationship, and she didn't say complicated. But her energy and the feeling I got was those two things, which would make me also suspect that. You know what I mean? If Eugene would be doing a thing as Toya, people would be saying to leave him. Yeah. Toya is a drunk secretly. Not secret. The shit's not a secret, mademoiselle. Hi, love you. You off work now? The shit's not a secret, mademoiselle. Toya's a drunk, period. She day drinks. I call her Toya the day drinker because it's always the day or night. When we see her, she drinks wine in the day and tequila at night is the pattern I'm seeing, or vice versa. And there's no problem with it. I'm just saying that I've seen a pattern over the last decade that she's been on my screen. And granted, that's only 12 weeks out of her life. It just feels like that's how she rolls. I mean, what person who doesn't drink the other weeks of the year is going to wait to get to a global platform and look luscious? Not luscious, luscish, like a lush. Who going to wait till the cameras get up and rolling on a show that gets shown around the globe, and that's when you start drinking? Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. There, I'm back. And she's back in the building. We back. Yeah, me and my friend were just talking about how a lot of these electronics are spinning, buffering, kicking you out of a program, putting you someplace else, and then putting you back over there. I think the powers that be, especially during wartime, are just garnering their power and making sure their buttons and switches work. Let's make sure. Yeah, it is. Okay. I'm going to keep on talking. So when Toya has this look on her face, she's not doing it because she's being nice. This smile is not a nice smile. This smile is a mean smile. This smile is a, I'm about to try to embarrass and humiliate you, and I'm about to mention your son again. Because the day that the story broke about Dr. Heavenly's son being arrested was the same time of our interview last year. Because you know Dr. Heavenly's a curvy, a fellow curvy. And so I asked her about it, and she told me no, she hadn't talked to Dr. Damien yet about it and thought that it was a fake story. She had no idea that it was true. And because of that, it wasn't until she got to Carlos King's channel the next day when he asked her about it. And then people were even like, "Oh, your friend lied to you." No, no, no. I was like, "No, she didn't. I'm sure something happened. I'd never doubted." And then when she said that Dr. Damon was the only one that knew, it made perfect sense, you know? It made perfect sense, you know? So I never doubted her. But anyway, back to Toya here. Toya is looking like this because she's trying to embarrass Dr. Heavenly. This isn't a smile nice, it's a smile, I'm about to try to get you, right? But Dr. Heavenly is here for it. She's like, I'm really trying. I'm really trying. I don't want to have to, but she makes it so hard. She's like, I'm running for Congress District 13. Ooh, she even did her lips like that. That's her ooh face. She's like, ooh, but she really makes me want to. Ooh. And there were other people at the event. I mean, well, this is Mimi, but there were other people at the event too, it looked like. At least the sewers or something. Also in this episode, we had like Contessa in a costume for some reason, unbeknownst to us. And I actually think I've seen this dress before, though, on Contessa. I do think I have. Unless she has two of them. And then when Dr. Heavenly got her purse back, this is right before she went in on Toya, and she was like, thanks for my bag. Do you have a college fund, though? I have proper teas. You have a proper tea. I have a portfolio. Do you have a portfolio? I think mine is the thickest in this room, is what she said. Fine, you have a tree in your closet, bitch. But I have my bag and a portfolio that outbags your bag. Okay? So this is right when she starts getting deflated. Okay? Because she was so happy. Oh, I'm about to eat you up, Heavenly. You're my storyline. Oh my goodness. I'm going to talk about this bag again. I already did it in a text. I did it at my party when I was having a housewarming with hula hoops and telling my husband he wasn't a leader of the house. And now I'm going to do it again at this bag making party that my friend Simone set up, who's in on it. Because why else do you have this look on your face, Simone, except for you believe that she went through with what she told you she was going to do. That's what this look says to me. That's what it does. And I'm not sorry I think so. Because, yeah, it had went out. Did it go out again? I don't think so. Yeah, no, I'm good. So, and then we have... yeah, it's just, then Dr. Jackie had to stop Dr. Heavenly from going off, is what I think happened. That's what I think happened. Is Dr. Heavenly's running for District 13 for Congress in Georgia. Be sure you're registered to vote, and anybody can contribute to her campaign that sees fit. And I need to make sure I put the links for any Dr. Heavenly topic into the link of the freaking, the link in the chat. Let me see, maybe I could get it here. I can go to drheavenly.com, Dr. Heavenly for Congress. And I'll pin it in the chat for us so you guys can support if you can. Dr. Heavenly for Congress. I'm going to copy this. Copy. I already contributed. I'm going to contribute some more. You can contribute up to $3,500 towards the campaign. It does cost money to become a politician so people can get the word out. And even though, like she's known on this show, there are still certain monetary thresholds candidates have to meet in order to stay in the campaign. At least that's what I learned with the Democrats and stuff last time when they kept out, like, they kept telling Marianne Williamson that she needed more money, and when she didn't meet the threshold, then her name got removed from ballots and shit like that. And then that's the same thing they did with Bernie Sanders. They kept his name off of ballots and stuff too because of monetary stuff. And that's why campaigns like for Barack Obama being what they call grassroots means that they didn't put the money into commercials and stuff to get people to give. People just gave. Uh-oh. Did it do it again? If it does it again, I'm getting off. If it does it again, I'm getting off. I totally have. Damn, I didn't. Let me see, you guys. Did it do it again? Hello? Hello? Okay, great. We're back. Sorry about that. I thought I had it on Do Not Disturb, and I didn't. Damn, where was I? So Dr. Jackie, finally at the end, was like only talking to Dr. Heavenly. I feel like I don't really remember ever seeing Toya and Dr. Jackie like be friendly, like go out to lunch separately. I feel like I've only ever seen Dr. Jackie and Toya like in group settings when I really think about it. Like Curtis and Dr. Jackie aren't going over to dinner or vice versa with Toya and Eugene ever in 12 years that I've seen. Have you guys seen that before? Without other people on the cast, like either on or off season. Like, I don't think so. So, because I kind of feel like when Dr. Jackie is in scene, she is careful, like Dr. Heavenly says, and she stays on her brand, you know. She only talks when she really, like, has something to say, and that's a good way to be in life. And there had been going back and forth so much. And Dr. Heavenly said on Carlos King's Patreon that she did get at Toya. It was so she could understand why Dr. Jackie came over to her, kind of thing, right? And but it was all true stuff that Dr. Heavenly said. That's why Toya looking like that, because it was all true what Dr. Heavenly said, as always. But did you guys notice how Dr. Jackie doesn't really address Toya? Am I tripping? I don't think I'm tripping. Dr. Heavenly doesn't really address, I mean, Dr. Jackie doesn't really address Toya and Dr. and, sorry, my throat. And Toya doesn't really talk to Dr. Jackie a lot. I don't think so. Do you guys? Because when Dr. Jackie finally says something, it's because she said she was shaking and she was almost crying, and that they've created a space where they can't connect. They can't even talk, you know? And they made it that way. But she was turning to Heavenly, and she's like, you don't have to throw a boulder because she throws a rock. And I'm like, I know that's your friend and everything, but that, I would have started with the other direction. I would have started with Toya and been like, you always throwing rocks and hiding your hands. But that's what made me further think that she doesn't really fuck with Toya, because Toya did need the talking to. But Dr. Jackie knows enough to know that Toya is going to act all butthurt if anybody says anything to her. Like when Dr. Jackie did say 3 words, you lack substance. And Toya was all butthurt after Dr. Jackie said that. But Toya had a whole freaking rant, like she was Kanye West with a microphone, about Dr. Jackie. And Dr. Jackie just said, and you lack substance. And Toya was so hurt, remember? So when Dr. Jackie, and plus she cares about Dr. Heavenly, and she cares about Dr. Heavenly's run for Congress, and does everything she can to support it. And maybe she was doing that because, you know, there are cameras present, and you are running for Congress. And so I'm just going to have to say it to you like you're the issue. So when you throw boulders, just because they're throwing rocks, even though you were right, but it was a boulder. But you were right. And then, damn, Toya's going to sit. Where is the one of Toya's? Damn it. I have to go back. Where is the one of Toya's sitting? Here we go. Okay, so Dr. Jackie was like, I'm so hurt that we can't talk. And then she turned to Dr. Heavenly, who was like, you're right. I shouldn't throw boulders. I shouldn't throw boulders, right? And then even though whatever it was that Dr. Heavenly said to Toya that gathered all of her edges and left her looking like this, okay? She went from this, fucking with Dr. Heavenly, so this is fuck around, and then we have find out. Okay? Let me show you again. This is fuck around. So this is what it looks like when you fucking around. Okay? Your purse, your son. I have labels, your style, all material shit outside. Okay? But you brought up my son in this bag again, bitch. Okay? So this is fuck around. And this is find out. OMG, you guys. Find out. Find out. It looked like whatever she said, she was squinting at her like, bitch. Doesn't it? Toya looks vexed, you guys. Because what did Toya do? She fucked around and fucked around. And it left her purse-lipped found out. Purse-lipped. Ooh, she mad. She's pursing her lips. She mad. She mad, y'all. She mad, but she wrong. I don't feel bad for Toya. Toya brought that all on herself. Look at that distant stare. She like, damn. Damn, it didn't work. Damn, it didn't work. Foiled again. My plan to humiliate and embarrass Dr. Heavenly is foiled again. I guess her running for Congress doesn't mean much. Okay? Because she fucked around and found out. And then gets to the confessional talking shit. She was in the confessional talking shit. So and this is another thing that makes me think they don't really fuck with each other. Dr. Jackie had basically stopped whatever verbal jousting her and Dr. Heavenly and Toya were involved in, and literally inserted herself between them and took center stage to say, we don't need to act like this. And Dr. Heavenly specifically, she put the heavy on her as the friend that she loves, right? Because when you care, that's where you put pressure, right? Focus, focus, not hocus pocus. So she turns to her friend, Dr. Heavenly, and is like, look, we should be in this group. We should be able to be friends. We should be able to talk. But now we've made it in this group to the point where we can't even come to each other. And Dr. Heavenly gets contrite and she's like, you're right. Toya's hurt, seething. And then she gets in the confessional and she has shit to say about Dr. Jackie getting in the middle of it, you guys. And was still like upset about what she started. But she was upset at Dr. Heavenly. Shit, this is what Dr. Heavenly does all the time. This is what Heavenly does all the time. This is her. This is her. This is her. Okay? She was vexed, you guys. She was vexed. Where'd it go? Look at this. Look. That was the look on her face in the confessional, you guys. While she was talking more shit in the confessional after getting chin checked, well, baggage checked by Dr. Heavenly for talking about her bag and her son too long. It left Toya in the confessional hella mad. Look, she's mad. She was snarling. This is a snarl. That's a bona fide snarl, you guys. For any actors in the house who need to have a snarl in their back pocket, just practice this. Look how the eyebrow is slightly squinted but raised. And then the application of the lower lip to the side. And you should have heard her tone too. There was a tone inflection. So this is season 12, episode 5. And this is at the end of the episode in the confessional if you want to go practice like the actual guttural "harr" when you have to get this look on your face if you want to be an actor. But this was real. But you know how actors study people? This would be a great snarl study because Toya was hot, y'all. I don't think she was prepared. As a matter of fact, I know she wasn't. You know how I know? Not only because of the snarl, but because of this. Her buzz is gone. Whatever buzz Toya had that got her in the party like this, thinking she's about to clown Dr. Heavenly. Whatever buzz, tequila shot, wine in her bag, you know she'd be carrying the tequila with her. Whatever shot she had that had her thinking that this was gonna fly, but then she ended up looking like this. You guys, that's deep. And did not even try to thank the good Dr. Jackie. Didn't even try to thank her. No, it wasn't good enough that Dr. Jackie basically stopped Dr. Heavenly from jousting with you and having you look all forlorn. No, it wasn't enough that Dr. Heavenly was basically contrite. She was like, yeah, you're right, Dr. Jackie. I'll chill. You're right. Boulders are out. I'm running for Congress, District 13. Fine, fine, fine. And then we have Toya, the person who started the bullshit. The bricks were well laid, had been bricklaying this for 2 episodes now, the layup, the setup, laying bricks. Put it in the text, brought it up to her husband, mentioned it at the party, mentioned it at the party again, okay? Mentioned it again to some other people, I'm sure. And then gets in here and mentions it again. And then Dr. Heavenly is like, give me my purse, and she mentions it again. So just all this brickwork she's doing. She started it. And she's mad at Dr. Heavenly. Snarling mad at Dr. Heavenly for some shit she started. And that's why I think she might have a drinking problem, y'all, because the shit don't make sense. It doesn't motherfucking make sense. I don't know. I'm just kidding. She don't have a drinking problem, but the shit does not compute. I've known some people in my life that were day drinkers, and their logic was just like not logicking. It was drunk logic. Kind of like Cecil when he was telling his brother that they never gonna have to apply for financial aid, and there's like literally free money for them to have so that they can save that money and have it in their pocket longer as a family or whatever. And he doesn't want his kids to utilize anything free. Like, that was weird. That was just some drunk talk. Drunk high talk. You know? Inebriated, let's say. It could have been inebriated. I don't know. But it was a very passionate, inebriated, my sons, they'll never have to stand in line for financial aid. They'll never have to see the inside of a loan application. If I got it, then we could do it. And then his brother was like, his brother knows the money situation, obviously. Because his brother was like, yeah, there has to be a we involved in the doing it, bruv. I think that was his way of telling his brother that we know your wife makes more money than you. So who's really doing it? The lady who says she's tired? Or the lady or the man who doesn't want them to have to contribute and may or may not be contributing greatly financially to the household. Look, just don't put it all off on Simone. If you are contributing greatly to the household, then why are they asking Simone for stuff? Why did they need to cook Simone dinner? And because, we already know, didn't Cecil a couple seasons back, like maybe 7 seasons ago, take like $25,000 out of their account without Simone knowing? And it was a big kerfuffle. And he took the money out and was making an app or some shit like that. And it fell through or some shit like that. I mean, of course, there's risk in business and everything. So I'm not knocking his try. What we all knocked was that he didn't talk to Simone about that shit, y'all. And now finding out that Simone been making the money. Allegedly, I don't know their pockets. I don't know their wallet. I ain't never seen a bank statement. But the conversation felt like, and her resentment conversation with her sister, Simone's resentment conversation with her best friend's sister about Cecil's lack of support or understanding around how hard she's working to keep everything in motion and that she's motherfucking tired and that these grown kids want some more shit is telling to her, but she still couldn't stop herself from buying in that Tesla that he asked for on the show. She bought that shit, you guys. He's driving in it right now. Driving in it right now. Okay? But she was telling her sister about how tired she is, you know, and how she just doesn't want to do it anymore and she's just tired. And then simultaneously, Cecil is saying they're never going to have to apply for aid. To which his brother is saying, well, there's going to have to be a we in there. And your wife is the most important because that's who is your wife. Like, you need to stand by her. And Cecil was doing inebriated talk to me in that moment. That was it did not make logical sense. It sounded good probably to him. And it was so passionate. That was very passionate, sir. But I don't know why people don't want free money. I mean, if it's literally just an application to fill out and you qualify and you don't have to pay back that Pell Grant, I don't know who couldn't use that extra little bit of money on their school journey for books or whatever, right? So that's pretty much it. And then Simone is sitting there. Simone went from, I feel like Simone's face here was because nobody knew how far she was in on the whole bag situation for it to go so left, for Toya to end up so shaded by Dr. Heavenly that it left Toya looking like this. But she was this a second ago because she knew. At least that's what I think. Nobody's participating in the comments today, but thanks for coming through and everything. But if you guys put it in the comments, if you thought Simone knew or not, or am I putting 10 on 20? Because I don't know. I just feel like I'm an I don't know. It was her event, and she didn't say, "Oh my God, you did this at my event." Not here or nothing like that. So that makes me think she knew. You know, that Toya was about to do this. Mimi looked shocked. And Dr. Heavenly looked shocked too. You know? Anyway, that was the episode for Married to Medicine. Baggage check, my rendition. Thanks for coming through. Thanks for liking the video. Thanks for being you. Happy Tuesday. Oh, look, Symmetry. Thank you. She knew. Thanks for playing. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you. Because, you know, sometimes I think I take it a little too far, you know? But obviously I didn't, because that makes two of us who think she knew. Because her and Toya are in cahoots on a lot of shit. A lot of the tag teaming, they've been in cahoots on. They only had that one major fight when Simone was like, you rent everything, you don't own anything. I think they were in the dressing room for the reunion that year. And Toya was like crying about how, oh, I should have said something, but I didn't want to go off on her because her kids were right there. But I should have said X, Y, and Z. And that was like one of the only fights they really ever had. And I feel like ever since then, they haven't had a fight. So I think she knew. I think she knew. For sure. And just real quick, let me show you this too. Because did you know? I don't know what to think of this. I'm like, when did this happen? Because I also know that he just got recently married to like, so this could be innocent. This could totally be innocent. Do you know who this is? That's Keanu Reeves, you guys. And that's SZA. And somebody else, and they're in a sauna. And I was looking for the other picture. I thought I had one where they have like drinks and a cigar. And they're in the freaking sauna. Where'd they go? No, I only got that one. Darn. But isn't that a funny picture? Like a random freaking picture. Isn't that so random? Anyway, you guys, thanks. I agree. They are in it together for sure. Symmetry, for sure. We see it. There's a complete alliance, and I feel like that alliance has been there since Mariah, since they were trying to get Mariah off the show, and then they turned on to Quad, and then they all three went on to Mariah, and then Mariah got excommunicated, and then I feel like ever since then, Simone and Toya specifically have taken as a team gone after other people. It was been Simone, they went after Quad again for years. They've gone after Quad together. And it's been weird because Simone's husband Cecil loves Quad. And he tends to love other women that aren't his wife, Tammy, Quad, and it's platonic, I'm sure, because yeah. So, and then this photo is from when Jackie starts talking after Dr. Heavenly leaves Toya looking like this, thinking she was about to embarrass Dr. Heavenly about a fake bag in front of some random bitches. And Dr. Heavenly left her looking like this. And then Dr. Jackie got involved. And then Simone did this. But you were talking about, this is the interesting picture. Yes. Is it? I'm like, and who took it? That's what I want to know. Who took it? I wish I had the other one where it looks like they're even cozier because he's like chilling with a cigar and they're both still with him and they're chilling with like drinks and a cigar. Keanu already has always been sexy, but I could swear I heard he just got married. I could swear. I heard he got married recently. Anyway, let's get out of here. It's been going on 2 hours. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for being you. It's a brand new year. Have to be it all. Because you can, because you deserve it. Because it's yours. Because God promised it. He promised you that you could have life and have it abundantly. And that includes health abundantly. That includes monetary abundant. Any form of currency that's going to make it better for you to participate in this journey. That's what he's talking about, okay? She's talking about. We need to be kind and mindful. I've been following the monks who are walking from Texas to Washington, D.C., and they got accosted, you guys, by a Georgia Baptist church where the preacher is like, you're trying to convert people to the devil. I was like, what? Anyway, I'm going to do a thing about that. But thanks for hanging out about this. I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure you smash that like button, smash the subscribe button, and ring my bell. Ring my bell so you can get notified next time I upload videos and so you can become part of the beautiful curvy community that we're growing over here in the YouTube streets. We're on our way to 10K this year. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Tell your friends to get subscribed because we do things over here. And Dr. Heavenly will be back for another interview. We just had her over in November and we talked about her congressional run for District 13. So, oh yeah, let me put that here real quick. I forgot all about it. Extra, extra. There we go. Put that in the chat. There we go. Okay. So that is the link. So if you want to support Dr. Heavenly or find out what she's running on, because Toya sure didn't fucking know. If you want to find out what her platform is, because it's all in writing for us over there. It's not concepts. It's actual solutions. Okay? You guys might be surprised at that. Anyway, take time to love yourself. Take time to love other people and be kind to yourself. Be kind to other people. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.